Hey guys, welcome back to part 3 of the Tic Tac Build series here. So we're gonna pick up back from the last video. So now, let me change the scene here. So now we're gonna be working on, this is just a exploded view of the Z cap and belt. So now we're gonna run on the belt, the 10mm belt. I think 9 or 10mm belt. I want to say 9mm belt, GT2 belt, but we're gonna work on this now. I did get this, got some of this done, so show you that right there. So as you can see, it kind of did it, ran it. I have some heat insert there, so the belt goes here, and then there's not a piece. See, I can find, make sure it's not running. So not a piece where the belt is attached to. M3 screw, heat insert here, and the belt's attached right here, so as you can see. So we're gonna get that done. Like I said, we're trying to keep this thing less than an hour. You know, I might go slightly over, but mostly just within the hour. We don't want it too long. So let's work on getting this belt connected and maybe the side leg mounted. Let's see what we can get done, basically. So let's work on this. So I'm assuming, so on my 9mm belt here, GT2. So I'm gonna tighten this down a little bit. Didn't want to over tighten it, so okay. All right, so I'm gonna see which way this attaches. So the belt goes that way, belt goes that way. And it looks something like that. Right, so I'm guessing it sits. I'm trying to see how it sits exactly. Something like this. I'm guessing like that because it has to be sideways for the Z to go in, like so. So yeah, so it gotta be sideways like this. Okay? So not sure the length of the belt I need, but I'll figure that out. Alright, so you gotta use this requires really sorry guys, things are falling. So this requires a grub nut to be held in between. The way the belt sits, it folds, and then a grub nut holds it within this little recess. So you put a grub nut in between the belt, like so. Put a grub nut in between it, and it folds in this area. So we're gonna work on that, and then go from there. So let me see if I can find my grub screws here, which I had a ton, and I must have misplaced it. But I know it's somewhere on the table here because I didn't move. There we go. So, take one. This is 8mm. It does require 10mm, but I'm gonna see if the 8mm work. So, we're gonna fold our belt like this. See if we can get the grub nut in there. The 8 seemed to work perfectly fine, to be honest with you guys. I'll just read it to see if we can get, actually, let me see if we can put the belt, then push the grub nut in first. Let's do that. Alright, this might be a little tough. Alright, so I got it in somewhat, but I kind of want to keep it neat. Keep it nice and neat, so there we go. Alright. So I got it in there, so you guys can see. So I'm going to push the grub nut now in it to lock it in place. And this is the top. I'm trying to see which side it goes. So this goes in like that. Okay. Right. So this is the top. So alright. Let's see if we can screw the scrub nut down in there. It's in there as far as it can go. The grub nut is also in there, so that's holding it in place. So as you can see, now it looks like this. There's the grub nut sitting in there. Alright, so trying to see the length I need here by running this belt through. So let's run it through. And I cut it from there, so I'm guessing it's something like that. Something like this, yep. Okay. Alright. So the belt's ran through a little bit. Guessing this is the way. Trying to see where this goes. There we go. Now let's see how much I need. I'll say whoa, that thing is stiff. Alright. Yeah, this is solid, guys. This ain't rolling nowhere. The tension on the gearing reduction is insane. Alright, so I want to say we can probably cut trying to be careful not to cut it too short, so that way I can fold it up on this thing here and push it in sideways. So I want to say yeah, let's try to cut it right up there and see how that goes right here. For safety, don't want to cut it too short and have to regret it here. So for safety lengthwise, So if I fold it, yeah, let me cut it up a little bit more. Yeah, about there. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this part. Yeah, that should give me enough lint in there, right? And the belt. Okay, I might have to cut it just a little bit more, a little piece more off of it. Might be okay. I may have need a little bit more on the length, but we'll work with it. We'll see, because I have more belts. If I need it, I have a lot more belts, so we'll work with it and see what happens. All right, yeah, we'll work with it. Put a grub screw there. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing screwed in. You know what? Let me pull this out real quick. Let me see how far we can actually push this thing in first. All right, this. Yeah, I kind of put it in there a little bit, and let me see if I can actually. Oh yeah, it's pretty tight, guys. I kind of slipped it in there with my hand a little bit, and it got a little tight, so that means my clearance is not the greatest, which is fine. It's okay. I was gonna see if I can add a little bit of oil. So give me a second, guys. Let me fix this part. Like, I hate when I struggle on camera here. You know, I'm trying to keep it, again, not waste time struggling, precious minutes struggling. So let me go ahead and fix this part, then we'll return. Hey guys, we're back. So I got it ran. So as you can see, it's nice and firm. So it's in. And it does work. I know, of course, I got to put torque on it to turn it, but as you can see, it's going down, and it does go up. Of course, it's very stiff and rigid, so I really like this already. The tension on the belt is pretty good. There's a little piece left off, as you can see, not all of it. Let me see if I can show it. So as you can see that little piece there, but that's fine. I mean, there's enough clearance down in here to allow it to go down, but again, it would never reach there because of when it's mounted on the actual drive, it would never go that low, of course, because the bed is a little higher. So it's not a big deal, but the tension is there. It's very rigid and very stiff. I really like this, and yeah, it's not affecting the actual. Remember, I didn't put in the actual washers on the side, but it's centered. It's aligned with the thing, so there's no rubbing on the side, which is really nice. So never needed. I didn't need it in this case, which I'm happy about because I'm using 10mm pulley instead. What else wanted to say? Oh, and now I realize what the 65mm screw for up here. So that because I wasn't sure what it was for, but then it kind of clicked. And so good design on you, Squirrel Brain, for thought about this. But the 65mm screw that run all the way to here, which was attached to a square nut underneath, I wasn't sure what it was for, but it's actually for structural integrity of the plastic. With the amount of tension on here and the weight that's going to be on here, the 65mm screw is to help this plastic or this printed piece not to flex over time, right? Even though it's printed in ABS, it's just there to give this ABS more strength, which is very clever. So good design, Squirrel Brain. That is very clever. I wouldn't even have thought about that. But then again, I'm not a CAD designer. I just make these things. So good job, dude. So yeah. So let's see what else is there. But it looks really nice, guys, with the belt in place. Right? It's so neat already, guys. Like, I'm already in love with this thing. The build process has been good so far, other than a few mistakes on my end, not paying attention to document long enough. But it's definitely looking good. So we're gonna. It says to run 2 M5. So we gotta run 2 M5, but I'm not gonna do that yet since we're not we still gotta work on the X-axis stuff. So I can leave that out for a little bit. So let's see what else we can work on here. So we can actually mount those feet here. So we can actually get that done. Try to give this thing some stability. So we're gonna do that next. Alright, so let's get the part, which is this part right here. Alright, so I already inserted the square nut. You probably can't see it. Let me try to fix this on the camera angle here. Try and get you guys to see that. Yep, so there's a square nut in there already, inserted. So now it's just to mount the feet. So I'm gonna grab an extra feet, which I didn't grab. Got a whole stash underneath here of stuff. Let's see if I can get some stuff out of the way, guys. Put my hammer right here. Got a couple of stuff in the way, so I'm gonna move them out of the way. So I have a toolbox with a bunch of stuff in it, a bunch of spare parts, motors, stuff like that. So grab another feet. Alright. So alright. Okay, screw this down. It's not catching. See, this M12 feet stuff can't reach it, so I'm going to use M16s in this case. M5 16s. Because this one that it does come with doesn't reach all the way. So, also, while I'm going to take the opportunity to say, make sure you guys get a variety of screws. Trust me, it's needed. You never know what, sometime running out of screws, so make sure you have tons of screws for this type of project. You never know what you may need. There we go. That's so much better. Okay. Might have to screw that in a little bit more. There we go. So feet mounted here, and then we need two M516s. And a M525, which is this might be it. Let's see if I can get my ruler to measure. It's good to have a metric ruler. It really does help. Okay, that's 30 millimeters. That's 25. Okay. All right. So 25 millimeters go right here. This slot. There we go. And then the two 16s go right here at the top. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to get some M5s there. Get this out the way for a second. Screw it on and see if we can slide it in the channel. Alright, that's good. It's also good. Alright, so let's see where this goes. It's an exploded view of what I did. So, and it looks the same. So we got our feet on. We got the M525 here and the two M16s at the top there. And the nut, T-nut, and where does this go? To go back to see where that part goes. Trying to see exactly where that go. All right, let me go back to the actual main image. Okay, so it goes right in the front right here, guys. It goes right here. So come back down. All right, so it goes right here in the front. So we're gonna slide that in here. These things can be a little aggravating to line up sometimes. Oh, I see. This is in the way. Oh. One fell off. I'm gonna have to put that on. Guess I didn't have it all the way in there enough. There we go. Okay. That's about where that line goes right there. So I'm gonna tighten that down. Not gonna go overboard with it, just tightening it down. I know I had this extra feet right here because I was following the first image, but don't even seem like you need it, really. So there we go. Make sure it's flat. Trying to rest it on a flatter surface. My table is not the flattest, so make sure the feet is down. Yep, we're good there. Alright, so I'm just gonna put this extra feet back for stability here, just for the sake of just having it there. It's not harming anything, so let's put that extra feet back here. Actually, I can shift this down just slightly, believe it or not. Slightly, I can actually shift it down just a little bit, not a lot. There we go. About right there. Alright, there we go. Here. Yep, not going nowhere. Alright, there we go, guys. So it's starting to look like a printer. Looks really cool. I really like it. Looks really good, guys. Let me lower this just a little bit so you guys can see everything. So, let me fix myself here. Want to have no bad posture while I'm just sitting here. So looks good. So let's see what the next thing we can get accomplished here. So we got that in. Now we got to work on the front idler piece. Okay, so let me go ahead and hunt for these screws and then come right back. Like I said, I'm trying to save time, so I'll hunt for these things, these extra things I need, get it in place, and then we'll start recording again. Alright guys, I'm back. Thanks to my awesome wifey, she got me some Welch fruit snap. These things are really good. These things are really, really good, especially when you're building a printer. Yeah, these things are pretty good. And you got me a bit of watermelon flavor Arizona. These are also good too when you're working on stuff. Nice, cool one too. Those are pretty good. Now guys, I got everything we needed. I got a wide front idler setup with all the screw I need. So let's put this together. But before that, I want to highlight this print. So guys, I got this print, this Obi-Wan mug holder cup, and this was printed in the changing color PLA. I printed this off my I printed this off my VZBot, okay? And this thing, I'm really, I gotta say, I'm very impressed with the VZBot, guys. I know this is a what's the name video, but I just wanted to highlight that the VZBot is also great as well. This was printed at 12K acceleration everywhere. That means everywhere in Cura it was 12K acceleration, 600mm on travel speed. so it was insane. And then 200 millimeters a second in infill and out the inner perimeter. So the infill is 200 millimeters a second. The inner perimeter is 200 millimeters a second. The outer perimeter was 100. And this thing was blazing fast. This thing was printed at 0.16, okay, and a 0.04 nozzle. On a 0.4 nozzle, I mean. This thing got, like, so the slides are estimated 40 hours, okay? 39 hours on Cura. This thing got done in 15 hours at 20% infill. I don't like using a ton of infill on these type of prints, but 20% infill with support at that. Support on the chin, support on the little side piece here hanging off and under the chin, and then support on this thing here. So I had to print this like this, and there was a little bit of support underneath that. But outside of that, guys, this thing got done in 15 hours. Like, I'm impressed. Like, I'm super impressed. And look at the quality of that thing. Like, wow. Like, there's hardly any ringing. Now, keep in mind, I can push the VZ button much faster. It can go, based on my input shaper result, it was 16,000 acceleration on X and I think 15 something on the Y. So I can push this faster. The problem is cooling. Now what I'm using is Simon Vez. I took a 12 volt 50-15 fan, and I'm overvolted to about 14 volts. Any more than that and it tend to burn out. I don't have the greatest 15-15 fan. I hear that other 15-15 fan can push more than that, but it's pushing a ton of air, and that's why I was able to maintain the PLA not melting and looking like a god. But it looks amazing. You couldn't even, like, that's incredible. So I'm really impressed with that printer. Like, I am so impressed with it. It's like my go-to for PLA printing. Now, my Vorons are no joke either. They are slightly less in acceleration. They're pushing 10K, but the same amount of speed, 200 millimeters a second on infill and inner perimeters, and then the outer perimeters I slow it down to about 50 or 60 on those, because it'll you don't want any rippling or any weird things showing up, so I kind of slow down there. But they zit too, so my printers are not slow, they're pretty quick. So I'm not jealous of that X1 carbon Bamboo Labs made. I'm not jealous of it, because my printers are pretty quick too. But let's get back to the main point of this. So let's put this together. Alright, so let's go ahead, get our idler. I'm gonna do our idler first here. Can I fit like two? Actually, I can fit. Oh, it's using the wider idler. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can actually get the wider idler. This I didn't recognize it was using slightly wider of an idler. Okay, so this is the size. Okay, so yeah, there's no way I'm gonna get no way I'm gonna get washers in between that. But like I said, it's fine. It's like a 10 millimeter idler, so it's no big deal. Get it in there. And see if we can get this. See if I can press this nut down. Alright, I might have to use a longer screw to grab this nut from the let's try to grab get a longer M5. See if I can grab that nut, pull it in. Yep. So I just grab a longer M5 just to pull a nut in closer towards that, and then I use the correct size. Alright, there we go. Now we can pull this back out. Put that back where that used to be. go. And then take our correct size, which is, what's our correct size? 55mm M5. And that's it. There we go. It will self-align. I'm not worried about it. It can spin freely, so it will self-align with the belt. So I'm guessing in this case, I'm going to be using 9mm belts for this, which is no big deal. So we're going to need these here. Also need that there. And yeah, let me save these for when I push this in first, and then that other side. So let's get this on real quick. Actually, let me pop this out. That's as far as I can hand push it. So I'm gonna let the screw do the job. Doing the rest of getting the rest of the way in. So we'll grab. Yep, that worked. Go ahead and use the. So I'm just using the screw, torquing it down, and so it will push this in place. You know what? I should have put the the nuts here on the inner side first. But no fear, I actually have the slide-in T-nut, so I can slide it in, so it's no big deal. That's why it's good to have different type of T-nuts. Not gonna go overboard and tighten it too much. Just wanna get it in place. There we go. So that's there. So we're going to go ahead and get the slide-in T-nuts here. Now something I've observed with these T-nuts, when you use them on a V-groove 2040 and 2020, so V slotted, they work good. They slide in easily. Like I can pop them in with the spring because it's spring loaded, so they pop right in. But when you use them on T-slots, they don't go in as easy. Like you can't even slide them in. You actually have to push them through the channel itself. So that's why I kind of like to use these in combination with 20 regular V-slot. They just slide right in. They just pop right in from the top. I don't have to fight with them. So even if I forget, just like I forgot the regular shape one that I've been using. So let me give you an example. So these ones, you have to like pre-insert, okay? You gotta pre-insert them, because if you forget them, you have to pull off everything just to put them in. These, on a V-slot, they just pop right in on the top. But if you use these on a T-slot, they don't go in as easy. Now, I see Nero got them working. They don't work for me, but then I realized in Nero's video when he was building the switch wire and he popped these in, he was actually using 30-30 extrusion and not 20-20 T-slot extrusion. So that was the difference. So with these on V-slots, they work great. They pop right in. You don't have to pre-pop them in. But with these, you have to insert these before you can do anything else. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. So one goes. There we go. Easily inserted. Super easy. So even though I forgot to use the other ones, I can use these. can pop these in right here. There we go. See? Easily inserted. That's why I love them. Alright, so now the 16 is going this side, and then the 25 going this side. And those are M5. So let me push this where it needs to go and line it up with the hole. Insert it. Bam, done. Same thing on this side. Line this up with the hole. And do the other one while I'm at it. Yeah, that's solid mount. That's a solid connection. They ain't coming off. Yeah, that ain't. Yeah, that's a solid connection right there. That's what I love about this little small printer. It's so rigid. It is so. If I should say it, it's so over-engineered. I love it, Square Brain. Like, I love the over-engineering in this. It's so over-engineered. But for a small printer that you want to be rigid, this is the way. There's no other way. And I love it. The over-engineering, the ingenuity and the over-engineering of it, it's just really clever, and I love it. All right. So, we got an idler down. I'm not sure what we are on time, but let me see if I can squeeze something else in for part 3. So that's all done. All right. Like I said, I don't need to use a washer because this thing self-aligns. I'm not worried about that. And the washer I have are they're too thick anyway, so if I put them on the side, it's going to cause it to bind. Alright, so now we got to work on the Y motor cage. Let's do that. So, this here, yeah, this is going to need some heat inserts. So let's do that right there and then. Guessing those are okay, so I'm gonna need two M5, 25 M510s, which is right here. There, for safekeeping, we're gonna need this thing, so I have to hunt for that. M3x8. So M3s. And heat inserts, two of these. Get my iron hot right there and then. Heat that up, and then you need M36s. Hold on. I just want to make sure I'm right here. What's going on? Not sure where that M36 go. Is that to mount the motor? No, the M8s. Oh, okay. I see what I did wrong. I need 2 more. So the M38 is to mount the motor. The M36 is for that wide thing at the top. So. Go and we'll mute you for a second, guys, so I can cough. Trying not to waste time here, so I'm trying to see, make sure M545. What is that for? Oh, for that side. Ah, I see. So M545. And then a square nut. Not sure where this goes, but we'll figure it out. So I think that's everything. All right, let's start on inserting this. This part here just need a little bit more meat on the plastic because the heated inserts were kind of making it open up a little bit. So I'll say this top part needs just a little bit more meat on the plastic there, but no big deal. Doesn't look bad actually. Making sure they kind of sit flush. Turn this off. Yeah, when I do heat inserts, sometimes I tend to rub it on top of my desk to help just flatten it out because there's still heat in it. To help just kind of align it and flatten it out at the top. So there we go. Nicely mounted. Alright, next thing, mount this on top here. But let's put the motor in place first. This goes facing down like this. And oh, it's using one of the big pulleys. Okay, that's fine. Let's mount it. Give a different view. You guys can see what I'm doing there. Oh, my bad, got the wrong one. Alright, that's on there, nicely solidly mounted. Looks really good. Alright. Alright. So that's really nice, as you can see. Alright, let's go ahead and put this thing on top here. I'm probably going to go sensorless omen on this and avoid doing the Y, because I see where the Y setup goes, but I'm kind of confused where exactly on the bed the Y goes. So I'm going to move this forward a little bit. Alright, there you go. Okay. So when we get a 10mm like this, it says. $10mm pulley, GT2. Whoa. Uh-oh. I don't think this is flat enough. It's not even going in. Uh-oh. I'm have to sand the edges down on this because it's being weird. Let me see. Yep, it's doing this too. So I wonder why it's not fitting. Yeah, I don't want to damage it. Can it fit this way? There's something going on. Let me try a different one, guys. If not, I'm gonna have to sand it down and be back. This build has been fun so far. I've been running into little tolerance issues, but nothing serious though. Nothing I can't fix. Yep. So it's the shaft itself. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna have to sand the shaft down just a little bit, get things to fit. It's no big deal. So let me do that, guys, and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back, guys. So I just swap out the motor, and it went on smoothly this time. So same motor though, same stepper on line, 63 ounce stepper. So that looks like partially where it looks like, partially assembled. So now we just got to push it on the machine, I think. Yeah, so let's go ahead and run everything. So we're gonna have our 16 down here. I'm gonna carry this in. This time we won't forget. I'm gonna screw it on since I can actually slide it in with everything in place. Oh. Come on. There we go. Alright, and then grab our 10. I'm not sure where this square nut go, honestly. I'm still trying to figure out where that part go. Maybe I don't need it yet for it. But it says there's a square nut here. This is number 4. No, number 9. Number 9. Okay, I see what it's really saying. Okay, so it's talking about the T-nuts instead of square nut. Got it. Got it. I was confused. Okay. Might be a typo there. So I was like, okay, so we don't need this. The square nut. Alright, so need 2 more. These. I'm running low on these. I'm gonna have to buy some more. Try to get some like 100 more this weekend. I might just do a 2.4 rebuild like this in a video format. That should be fun. I know I've done it before, but it'd be nice to just, you know, add content. Pretty sure you guys wouldn't mind. And there we go. So there we go. So now it looks like that with the M5 45 sticking out. Is that it? Yeah, M5 45 and everything in. So we don't have to worry about this right now. You can go ahead and try to slide this on. This is a tough part. Let me see if I can do it this way. This is the tough part. You know what, guys? I'm not gonna do it this way. I'd rather just use this to hold it in and then slide it on. But I'm gonna try first. I'm gonna try. I just don't want to waste time. Once you get one to catch, then everything will catch in place. Really, it's just a little tougher to do it this way. And you guys have seen me done it before. It's just a small area to work with. Come on, behave. Get in there. Okay. Now I just gotta get the second one in. Come on, behave. Almost got it in there. There we go. Now get the back pieces in. Trying to line it up so it slides in. There we go. This one in the corner here is being a brat. Okay. Pull it out. Dang it. Alright, you know, guys, I'm not gonna struggle with this, so I'll be back as usual. Alright guys, I'm back. So we got it in. So yeah, I don't recommend you doing this way. It's better just to slide the T-nuts in and then line them up versus just trying to slide them in while it's on. It can be a pain in the butt. Alright, so we're just gonna screw down the M5 in the back here. Nice and tight. There we go. And then we can tighten up these here. Tighten up the one at the bottom. You don't have to over tighten it, guys. Remember, it's plastic, you know. But we do want it a little firm. Oh yeah, that ain't going nowhere. This thing is solid, man. Look at that. Ooh, yeah, this is kind of have a little weight now. I ain't gonna lie, it has a little solid weight to it. So it's starting to look like a Tic Tac miniaturized V Minion. Yeah, I really like it so far, guys. I think it's a good looking machine. I really like the color scheme going on. It's a magenta, so it's ABS magenta from Matter Hacker, so it's looking really good. All right, so I think for now we'll call it. The next video, part 4, will work on getting the X-axis going, and then maybe the Y mounted and get everything else buttoned up. So for now, I think I call it. But yeah, see, because that's what's coming up next, the X-axis stuff. So yeah, so we'll call this part 3. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video so far. I'm really enjoying this build, and especially being able to do it in a video format. It's pretty cool. Like I said, you know, something different I'm trying. And like I said, remember that the K3, the Annex K3 build will be live streamed. That one should be interesting because I haven't seen anyone build one yet, and I kind of wanted to be the first one to do it on live stream. So that should be interesting. But yeah, guys, again, subscribe, like, share. I really appreciate the support, guys. As you guys can see, I'm really passionate about this stuff. You know, again, I've grown so much with 3D printing and learned so much over the past 2 years, I want to say. I started 3D printing in 2020, but I've learned so much so fast that, you know, I'm not even tired of this thing yet, man. I love it. But yeah, guys, yeah, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.